Hey gang, we are back. We are back at St. Michael's Catholic Cemetery here in Boston, where all these monuments are closely aligned, closely packed together. And I wanted to come back here. I wanted to do something unusual today. We did the live stream this last Sunday. We were here and we didn't have a good signal. We had terrible audio. We had an average picture, and there's some amazing, those of you who have seen it, you remember there are some amazing busts and reliefs and sculptures that I had to come back here and get this with the good camera, the cinematic 4K. So we're going to take a walk. For those of you who have seen it, you're not interested in seeing better imagery and maybe some new stuff, then you probably want to turn this episode off. But for those of you that want to come along and see some of this stuff again, and again, we might discover some new things, let's take the walk again and have a better look at a lot of these works of art. So if you remember, this was the man who was holding the diploma, or maybe it was a scroll of some sort, receiving an honor for something. You can get a better look at some of the inscriptions here, which I'll try to capture for you. On many of these, in case you want to get on Find a Grave, look them up. I'm excited to say, as you probably saw in my posts, and I will do more posts, our friends some of the viewers had found great information on a couple of these that we saw that I was able to post. So if we find some more, or the ones that we see again, and you find information, do let us know in comments, and I will probably do a post on it. But again, I'm going to pan across here. It's just unbelievable how many stones there are, all packed together. Just unbelievable. So, let's see if we can retrace some of our steps. Now, the first one that I recognize is here. This husband and wife. So again, a much better look with the big time camera. Look at that. Isn't that a wonderful piece of work? Now this is all in granite. So that's going to last a long time. And many of these are in granite. I wonder who the sculptor was. So there are the inscriptions. The last being in 2006. Here's another pair here. I don't think we saw this one. I think we missed this one. Has to be the same sculptor. And this is, again, definitely custom. This is not any kind of stock thing. These are in the image of the people that have passed here. A lot of money spent at this place. If you look beyond here, there are many, many other stones, smaller stones. But as I look out, I can see also statue Another statue over there of looks like a serviceman. Lots to see. And still lots of flags to pick up. We'll do our best. Now this is the one I really wanted to come back for y'all. I did do a post. I think her name was Lisa. And the post had detailed images of this bust and of the picture inside. So I will, look at that, isn't that something? Now I'm going to put a link to the post for you so that you can see her picture, which is inside this mausoleum. Isn't that striking? So now you can see it in 4K. It's almost as if she's coming to life. So as we look inside, we can see Lisa passed in 1944. And you can see here above there is a picture. And again, I don't think we can see it here with this camera, but I have a clear picture of it. And unfortunately, there are some leaves that cover half or 2/3 of her face. So we will not be able to see her, but we haven't found out. You know what? Look at this. Okay, so, oh no. And I see it's Lincoln Granite Company, Quincy, Massachusetts. So again, here's the name, the family. And I would love to get some background. We haven't heard yet back from anyone on who she was, what her life. We did get some feedback on a couple, and hopefully I can retrace them. Let's get back out into center court here. We're going to spend our time focused in this area here. And I'm walking down the center aisle. Now, one of our viewers, Amanda Panda, was saying, boy, oh boy, how crowded it was. And I have to correct myself. I had said it's no more crowded than any other cemetery, just that the monuments are scrunched together. But in actuality, this is crowded, because when you look at these, many of these are husbands, wives, but in many cases you have several people. Okay, here's a good example. 1, 2, 3 people here, 4, 5, and they are buried on top of each other, and maybe more than 2, maybe 3, maybe even 4. That happens, not uncommon. Okay, here's one that we saw, Giuseppe. We can get a closer look. I should say a more crisp look. And I'm going to go a little faster than I did in the live stream. The beauty is we don't have the heat today. Well, it's early morning. When I did the live, it's in the afternoon, because I know that's a better time for you guys. Every 3 p.m. Central Time Sunday, I try to do a live. I will not be able to do a live the next 2 Sundays. I may be able to do this Sunday, but probably not. Let's see. There's the next one that I think we saw. Yes, Francis. Again, I would love to know if anyone finds anything on Find a Grave of any of these people. And with this imagery, you should be able to get a good view of the inscriptions. There's the last name. And Raffaelli, I remember we saw him. I'm looking for new ones also that I may have missed. Quite an imposing relief. Now, let me skip across the road here. I see a couple that are very intriguing that we didn't see. I see a swimmer. Oh, look at this. Now, I was a high school and college swimmer, so this is phenomenal. And look at that. That's what they would wear. It was black, right? And they had the shorts. And I'll bet he was a big-time swimmer, Vincent. I wonder if anyone can find out. There's the last name. Here's a couple more that we did not see. One with an active bee's nest. And I will not get any closer. Holy cow. Yep, there's some action going on there in the little nest. I will not swat that away. And they're all hunkered down there, probably just waking up in the morning. Now this is kind of, this isn't kind of, this is probably the most intriguing, one of the most intriguing, and we did not see this. Boy, I'm glad we did this circle back. You know, I think it's because on the live stream, I am more distracted because I'm trying to read what people are saying. So this is a good way for me to focus and look around at what's going on. And the pearl necklace, don't you love that? So here's a shot of the stone. For you, if anybody wants to look any of this up again for the third time. Sorry. All right, sun is breaking through. It's a good sign here at St. Michael's. I highly recommend you come out here if you live anywhere near this area. I know some folks wrote that they were gonna make a little trek out here. Oh, this is sad. One of the heads came off, the angels. All right, who did we? Oh, here's Emma. This was another one I was curious. Was this Czech or Polish? Definitely Eastern European. Okay, it's almost like I'm retracing, because I remember this stone here. And again, this is the one that reminded me of the, you know, the Gothic style and back from the Crusades. And of course, you could not get an appreciation for this from the live stream. The knights, right? And retracing here, I don't see any. I do see a bust. So we're going to hopscotch back and forth, but I didn't want to miss this beautiful inset with the sculpture of marble. That is beautiful. Yeah, so as I was saying, just imagine 2, 3, 4 deep people left and right, probably going down up to 12 to 15 feet. It has to be. There's just too many names per width to put people anywhere else. They have to be stacked. And again, in many of these cemeteries, real estate was a premium. Wonder if this is a child. You know, when you see something like this. Yes. Florence Notini, looks like. I'll give you a full look at that stone. It says Florence, exclamation point. So translate that. Intriguing. I don't speak Italian. Don't know Italian. Ah, look at this. We definitely missed this yesterday. The man with the sunglasses. Although those sunglasses are women's sunglasses, if you ask me. I don't know, it's a little disrespectful in my opinion. So, I'll leave the sunglasses, but I'm not going to put them back on. I don't know, not cool, in my opinion. You may disagree, and that's fine. All good. Another one we didn't see, a relief. I'll zoom in. Landi, L-A-N-D-I, Domenico, passed in 1939, Giovannina passed in 1946. Give you a look at that stone. All right, let's continue on with our little journey. Looking for a shortcut here between stones. Here, this looks like a good one. Oh, maybe over here. Yeah. Oh, little guy. Right here. Look at that little stone for a little person. Died in 1927, only 4 months old. Definitely one of the diseases of the time. You know that. Go this way. I think we're doing pretty good so far. So imagine back, it's 1920, it's 1930, we're here. It looks very much like this, but there's one difference, one big difference. Can you guess what it would be? As you look around, what would be different here? Well, it's a big thing. There would be a lot of life here. There would be a lot of people here. There would be a lot of flowers, a lot of silent vigils, weeping, tears, remembrances, because that's when the generation that followed these people, or the same generation, were paying their respects. This place would have lots of cars. It would have lots of families. And now it is completely silent. There are some that come, that pay their respects, of course. We see some flowers, we see some flags. But for the most part, no one comes. Except a guy like me, to try to remember the forgotten. It's partly that, guys, but it's also just intrigue. an appreciation for art, the sculptures, an appreciation for architecture, landscape architecture, cemetery architecture, and the stories. I think that's the number one thing. The stories. What were the stories? All right. That's what we want to know, because these cemeteries are like a book, a closed book, and you need to open the book. And as you open the book, you see the names, and you turn the pages, and then you start to read the book. And maybe you want to learn more about them, and we have the tools today, Ancestry and everything else, where we can find out who they were and remember them, which is a good thing. But try to remember their stories or find their stories. I mean, that's what intrigues me the most. And to know, as you look here, that each of these names represents a life lived with a book in itself, if not a set of books on who they were and what their story was. Like this man. Gone since 1922. Candeloro. There are flags down everywhere. Don't know where it goes, this one, but at least let's get it to stand up. This one I'll put in my pocket and dispose of properly. All right, I am now on the hunt for the white marble husband and wife, and I think I see them peeking around the inside of this monument straight ahead. I think of all the monuments, this one impressed me the most. And I was saying in the live stream that it almost looked like they were going to come alive. So we're going to spend a minute here. It's like they're looking right at you, and they're trying to speak. If I was an animator, I would make their lips move and eyes blink and maybe tell us their story. Francesco and Carmela. And baby Salvatore. Is it Salvatore? Right? 1925 to 1926. Oh, I'm so glad I was able to come back and capture this amazing piece of art of these two. I see the curly head boy over here. Let's try to find a... you can't even walk between many of these. They're so close. It's a tight squeeze for the big guy. Yeah, Rocco. So we saw Rocco. I think we cleaned him up, as I recall. I'll get you a shot of the stone here. This one I'm literally gonna get this out today if I can. It's Tuesday, right? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. All right, who else? You know, we missed that one big oval, those oval pictures, but I think the live stream caught that. There was a soldier. I want to head this way and catch this. There's a large monument over here that's really intriguing that I want to see. You know what, before we go, I think this row here is one of these two rows. There was a woman from the 20s. Let's see. Where was she? Did you hear the beeping of a truck or a piece of equipment backing up? Don't you hate that sound? To me, on Earth, I'd rather hear the nails on a chalkboard or a screaming jet 100 feet away. That sound drives me insane. Oh, the baby. The reason it drives me as insane is because we had a project next to our house after we moved in a few years later. For 5 years, they did that every morning, 200 feet away, dump trucks. This is Connie. Connie's up about 9 feet, I was saying. And there is the inscription. Constantino. So Connie for short. So it is a boy, right? I thought it was a little girl. No. There's the last name. And while we're here, we'll see Michelle. He's not faring too well. He's not faring too well. His relief with the weather. Softer marble maybe, marble's marble, but that one does not seem to be doing too well. Oh, there she is. We just walked right by her as we came through into this corridor. Olympia. So there's the last name. Somebody came with some real flowers, maybe in spring. Remembered by her husband, it says. Salvatore. So there's the inscription for her. This is a beautiful semi-bust relief portrait, sculpted. And again, look at the hair. That's definitely, as I said in the live stream, right out of the 20s. So we were working our way this way. Oh, the altar boy. Oh, we can't forget the altar boy. Yeah. This we were talking about. Was he a real subject, or is this just of an altar boy, just a random sculpture? And I think we had determined that it was that. And I had said in the live stream I was going to pull this off, but I'm like, it almost looks like a sea shell, a clam shell. That's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. There's his father. With the mustache. Yeah, then to get the detail on the gown he's wearing, priestly almost, a choir boy with the buttons all the way down to the floor. Square tipped shoes. Interesting. Here's one we didn't see, or maybe we did, I don't know. I can't remember this one. I think we did. Another Giovanni. This one again melted away pretty good. I was saying also the weather affects the deterioration, the marble scaling away over the years, but a bigger part of it has to do, we learned from Frank Troost of Troost Monuments, it has to do with acid rain and pollution. And I was saying that Boston is probably cleaner than Chicago because a lot of these are in much better shape and they're just the same age as what I see like at Mount Carmel. I should say Graceland. You know, isn't it interesting, Graceland? That's, you know what, it just dawned on me. So Graceland is downtown Chicago. And it's our most epic cemetery in Chicago. But it's right downtown. And it is there that I see the worst deterioration of the marble, where, like I always say, the salt, like a block of salt that's melting away in the rain. So that is definitely proven. Now this is a good monument to talk about and see that from the live stream you could not, it didn't, you know, it just looked like a blob. But this sarcophagus with the weeping or saddened woman. So here, if you want to pause it, I'll hold it very still here and you can get the inscription. But this is a very amazing piece of art. And again, I like that it's not been brushed off perfectly white. It is marble, but it's like that patina. It gives it that character, almost haunting. It's beautiful. Now here's the guy that I wanted to see again. Before we pay respects to the soldier, we cannot forget about Alfred here, who one of our viewers found that he died a sad death coming home from the prom. Alfred F. Body Jr. And you can read about it in the post. Again, I'm going to put both links to both posts up, and if you want to read about what happened to Alfred coming home from the prom, well, he was killed in an auto accident, but if you want to read details about him, and I think it was an obituary of some kind, and also notes about him, I would recommend scrolling down in the description box and checking out those two links. Again, the other link will be for Lisa, the bust sculpture at the mausoleum. All right, let's go see the soldier. He's off kind of by himself here. This side doesn't have any or many sculptures or monuments. This is a great piece of art. All granite. Looks like he could come to life. And you can read the inscription here. He died in France. He died in action. In 1944 in November. Glad to see they have someone's put a flag here. So let's take a close look. Now, one thing I want you to notice here, and we've seen this on some others, this isn't by arbitrary thing, but that's for stabilization. So that over the years he's not going to break off. And let's take a closer look. You can see his medal on his left breast. And he has a smile. Now that's a piece of art. I don't mind the sirens. Just stop that beeping, please. Well, Anthony, rest in peace, and thank you for your service and your sacrifice, as we thank all the veterans who have passed and those still living, and the police and the firemen. You're all awesome. All right, guys. I got most of it. I'm going to head out. I said in the live stream, that's it. I'm done, but now I am really done. All right? I'll try to get this out today, Tuesday, for you. See you back in Chicago. It's a lot of episodes coming out, but it's going to take a month. So when you see me a month from now in like Connecticut, like I'm back in Chicago. But anyway, see you in Chicago. So you thought we were finished, huh? Well, so did I, but we are not. I ran into a couple of the guys there, and they told me 3 stories that have gravestones associated, monuments that we have to go over, and this is one. I guess this boy fell out of the boat. I wonder if we can do a little research on this one. Look at this relief. We totally missed this. In fact, I started the episode literally right up there. And we walked down this way, of course, but we did not see this. Something happened. Look at that piece of art. And I see up above we have his father. Full bust of his father. I wonder what the story is, guys. Can we find out? Haserot is the name. I don't see, there are no, oh wait, there's some. All right, I'll give you whatever clues I can. So you see that name. Let's see what's on the back, maybe. Oh, good. Now we can figure out the story with all this information. So I'm gonna pan down for you. And let's see if we can find out what happened to this boy. Newspapers.com is something that I use. Deb, are you watching? Anybody? Gotta find out what happened. So let's look at this. So we have 1876 to 1947. That's not the boy. That's not the boy. 1915, 15 years old-ish. Not, probably 14. I don't know the dates, but this has got to be him. 14, I'm guessing 14 years old. I know November, but I don't know what that is, but it's probably before November, so he must have been 14. And let's see if we can find out who he was. Now, there's 2 more. 2 more we're going to do. I'm going to kind of skip ahead, and we'll do those 2. Okay, here is the second one, and this is definitely a flyer. World War II looks like. Look at that relief. And of course, this really hits home to me because I had owned a TBM Avenger in 1945, bringing it back from Australia to Long Island to Chicago. And of course, if you haven't heard, I had to bail out at low altitude with my crewmate over the White Mountains when the engine exploded. And I'll try to remember to put a link for those of you interested in that story. But this is what we, boy, look at that. So you can see the parachute harness. You can see the old headphones. You know, I'm guessing the Navy flyer, I don't know. He actually, you know what, they'd be wearing a different kind of, you know, the leather cap. So I'm not sure. And maybe that's another, maybe that's not US, I don't know. There is an insignia here, and it is a star with wings. But that doesn't look like the Navy sign. Anyway, there's the inscription. Lieutenant Anthony C. Aveni, or Aveni. So he was born in 1925, March 4th, died in the service of his country, April 12, 1944. This has to be, we should be able to find pretty easily this. Fantastic. Okay, this is the final of the 3 we're gonna do for our encore performance, I guess you could call it. And the story on this woman is that she was shot and killed while sitting on her porch. Now, this is what they told me. And there's the last name. I wonder if we can figure out what happened here. Again, through newspapers. So here's the inscriptions, or inscription in loving memory of, it looks like it says Madalena, and she was born September 14th, 1872, died July 15th, 1939? Yeah, I think that's 39. So we've got the death date, and we have her name. We should be able to find out more detail. It has to be a newspaper article on this. I will post all of this stuff. Oh, how sad. Sitting on her porch here in Boston, no doubt, right? And she has in her hand a rose. Oh, so sad, Grandma. So 1872 to 1939. So she was around 70-ish, without doing the math. Wow. Look at that chair. You can even see the fabric. You can even see the fabric of the chair, like an old, the horizontal lines, her shoes. Look at that. Very interesting. Hey guys, these are the guys. These are the guys. These are the guys that gave us the info. What's your name?
Pedro.
And?
Sean.
John and Pedro?
Sean.
Thank you so much. John, yeah.
Sean.
Wait, Sean?
Yeah.
Sean, thanks so much, guys. We wouldn't have done it without you. All right.
I got another one for you too.
Okay, yeah.
I got the baby section down here.
Okay.
If you want to follow me, I can show you that.
Well, I gotta go, but thank you so much.
No
Thank you so much, guys.
Have a nice one.
All right, take care.
What channel can you find that?
Faces of the Forgotten. You're gonna be on.
All right.
All right. The guys from St. Michael. Gotta love it. Okay. That is the end of this episode. Guaranteed. No more encore, sorry. All right, see you back in Chicago.